Plausible Foolishness. We are the two kings of the Rube Empire. I'm the mad scientist, Matt, and I've got a perspective on things.
Oh, what's going on, y'all? Strong one's in the house, baby. And I've got a perspective on things as well. Let's get started, baby. The best day of the week. It is Wednesday. It's time for Plausible Foolishness, man. Are you ready to go, bro? Are you jacked up?
That's why I'm here.
I mean, listen, I understand the burden of being a king, okay?
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely there might be a potato famine in Iowa. You may have to go there later on, okay? You feel me? Just kidding.
Yes, you might have to go there and check it out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Plausible Foolishness, man. Make sure, listen, thank you so much for joining us on a Wednesday night. I am so jacked. I am so just ready to rock and roll. I'm a little, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I'm a little tired, bro. I'm a little beat up. I'm a little old. I did that strongman over the weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how'd that go?
Relive my youth by holding cars and, pulling tractor trailers and, all that cool stuff. Whatever. And
How'd you
it was
do?
crazy. You feel me?
How'd you do?
Here's the thing. I was this is what sucks. I was winning going into the last event. I was literally winning. I was up 4 points going into the fourth and final event, and I failed. My butt cheeks cramped up. I could not throw anything to save my life. After I just won the log press, I won the log press.
Mm-hmm.
I was middle of the pack holding 2 SUVs. I was literally Hercules holding 2 SUVs. And then I got third out of like 20 guys pulling a tractor in first gear. So, yeah, that sumbee did not move very well. But somehow I got third. I thought I was going to die. I probably,
Really?
if I had oxygen, I would have put it on my mask or on my face to breathe. But magically I survived that. I was up, I think it was like up 38 I was up 38 to 34 next to the next 2 guys. And the guys in second place completely dusted me on the last event.
What was the last event?
It was throwing sandbags over a 15-foot barrier. So literally we had to throw them vertically up and over a 15-foot barrier. I didn't get a single one over because on my second attempt of throwing it, both of my butt cheeks locked up. So imagine having your butt cheeks go from, supple and gorgeous to just steel plates that could not transfer the power from your legs up through a sandbag. I literally was gassed. It was insane, but I had a fun time. That was my first strongman ever, and I put some veterans and some national qualifying guys. I put the fear of God in them, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
The strong one lives.
So just some endurance training?
Bro, it wasn't even so much endurance. It's just like like everybody has an event where it's like, I was competitive at every single event. I won my first strongman ever event, won it, outright. But like I was watching guys compete, and there was a certain events where guys are just getting rocked. Like super strong guys, like multi-level strong, getting rocked in certain events. And I'm like, what's happening, bro? And I'm like, I didn't go into the last event. I'm trying to be humble, but inside I'm like, bro, done. I'm like, even if I suck at this next event I'm placing at my first strongman, I might even win this thing. Who knows? Got in there, and of course the last event was the one where I got thunderstruck. It was bad. I got thunderstruck in the last event, which is insane. So I literally fell from first to fourth place, did not place. Made my middle daughter cry because she was sad that Daddy got rocked in the last event. She had watched me kick so much butt throughout the day, but it was a great life lesson to show my daughter that in winning or losing, we have a great positive attitude because our identity is not in wins and losses, it's in Jesus Christ. And we try our hardest every single time, because whether you eat or drink, whatever you do it all to the glory of God. That's what I try to teach my daughters. And but it is what it is. But I'll take solace in the fact that I did okay and brought the noise, man. You know what I mean? So it's on my Instagram if you want to see some videos. It's fun times. And but I'm tired. I'm turd. You know what I mean? But you know who's not going to lose?
You still locked up?
Donald J. Trump. Donald Pump's winning this bad boy, man.
Woo!
He's bringing the boys. You ready for the fun fact of the day? I didn't bring it up into in the Council of Kings, which happens on Locals, which is not a dating site. You got to head over to Locals. How much is it to do the Locals?
It's $5.
$5
a month.
A measly $5. This is Dave Rubin's thing, right? Dave Rubin has Locals. Is this his thing?
Yeah, that's his thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave Rubin. Okay, the former Young Turk himself,
Yep.
who reformed his ways. Now we just got to get him to come to Jesus. You know what I mean? And he started this bad boy, which is good, and I'm excited. I'm excited for Locals. But if you want to check out the Council of Kings, we had an amazing discussion. I said some very inappropriate things. It's probably the rated R version of us, but no, it wasn't that appropriate. I didn't say anything too bad, right?
No.
It was like,
No.
but let's just say I'm less filtered. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? I am less filtered when I come to the Council of Kings. So this is two kings talking, and you can get on that conversation like Dusty and other people that support us over there at Locals. So make sure you head over and check us out over there. But yeah, bro, like.
And speaking of Dusty, Dusty's not with us today because his son has a birthday. Whatever.
Are you kidding me? He has kids?
Yeah, and he chose them over us.
What a straight white male Christian thing to do.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's so
It's like
misogynistic.
exactly what he's supposed to do. What a jerk.
I mean, he's giving into the hegemony, okay? He's giving into the hegemony of like being a good father,
Yeah.
okay?
Gosh, way to promote the patriarchy.
What an idiot! You know what I mean? But anyway,
His family might actually be watching right now.
listen, I love his family, first of all. I don't even know who they are. But if they birthed Dusty into the world, or they support Dusty, they've got the support of the strong one and the mad scientist.
It's true.
You feel me? Anywho, fun fact, Trump's pulling all of his ad revenue out of Florida. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Completely pulling it out. Probably, in early voting, he's up 200,000 votes in the state of Florida.
Battleground state, though.
Florida's a battleground state. Who was the slick-looking brother that interviewed me at Fox News? What was his name?
Lawrence Jones.
Lawrence Jones. You didn't see it in the clip. If you didn't see the strong one, we were at a Trump rally. 2 weeks ago now? 2 weeks? How many weeks ago was it?
Yeah, 2, maybe 3 weeks.
Which, according to the liberals, is a super spreader event. Have you died from coronavirus
No,
yet?
I'm good.
Weird. I haven't either, and CDC just came out yesterday and just said that 51,000 of the deaths that are reported as COVID were heart attacks. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
CDC,
But I could have guessed.
I mean that might be crazy, but 51,000 of the reported deaths actually were from heart attacks.
Wow.
Interesting.
Huh. So it's not over
sorry.
200,000.
Oh, yeah, and sorry, real quick while you're here. 88,000 of the deaths were from influenza and pneumonia, like it normally is every single year. Are you tired of being right yet? Anyways, back to my point.
You've seen that. The silver lining to this whole pandemic.
What's silver lining?
The flu has been cured, ladies and gentlemen.
It has. Even though 88,000 people died from it, from the CDC reporting, no one's heard of the flu since.
Yeah. So, no flu this season.
No
so
flu.
That's good. That's good.
But back to our
Completely
brother
cured.
here that interviewed us for Fox News, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He asked me a very pointed question. He's like, well, Florida's a battleground state. And I literally rejected his premise. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, who said that? Who says that Florida is a battleground state? I don't think he realized who he was talking to. The strong one from Plausible Foolishness, the greatest, fastest growing conservative podcast on twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness.
You didn't know he was talking to one of the two kings.
He didn't know. I don't blame him. He didn't know. But I told him point blank, I'm like, Florida's not a battleground state. Spend 3 seconds. This is the clip that they caught on Fox News. Spend 3 seconds in Florida, and you're going to find out it's a pretty red state. Trump's pulled all of his advertisement money from Florida. Is that because he thinks he lost Florida? I saw that Fox was like, what a dumb move. Florida's a battleground state. Why would you do that and then transfer all of your money to Minnesota and Wisconsin? Why would you do that? I mean, he's still got to win Florida from Joe Biden.
Maybe because he already won it.
Oops.
Maybe because he pulls 50,000 people on average every time he has a rally.
Like think just think that one through. If you're on the campaign trail and you're trying to win the presidency, the presidency, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're trying to win this bad boy, all right? Why in the world would you pull your money away from Florida? Is it out of defeat? Do you think you lost Florida? Or is it because you think you won it? Which do you think it is?
Well, I mean, okay, let's analyze this.
Okay.
If I want to win, I need Florida, right?
Yes,
So if I'm losing, then I need to up my stake in Florida.
Yeah.
Right? So it would have to be because I've already got it in the bag. And so,
yeah, I mean, I'm not going to try to be a prognosticator. I mean, I don't want to be right all the time because it gets old. I mean, it's like I've been watching a lot of Dragon Ball Super. You know, if you're a nerd like me, Lord Beerus, he's so bored of being the destroyer and just can dominate everybody. He has to create fighters that can go up against him. You know what I mean? I don't want to start doing that here on the show. I mean, I want to have to get that bored of being right all the time. But listen, I'm getting sick of being right all the time. You feel me? Mad scientist, I'm tired of being right. If I knew in early voting, which is usually the Democratic stronghold, let me repeat that for the low information people that don't pay attention to elections. In absentee ballots in early voting, it tends to favor Democrats. When we're doing early voting and absentee ballots and they're racking up scores, the points, votes for Trump, you're in trouble because you know what Republicans typically vote? The day of. And what's scarier is, and we're seeing it in Wisconsin if you have not seen this already, but a lot of the mail-in votes are getting rejected because signatures are magically not matching up with the signatures they have on file.
Are
Weird.
you telling me that no? You couldn't be. You're not implying that this is some kind of voter fraud.
Listen, I would never imply that, even though Project Veritas has exposed that multiple times.
Well, you mean that person that was buying votes in Texas for the Biden campaign?
Yeah, you know, and then in Minnesota where they exposed.
That's not really. I mean, no, that's just voter fraud. Yeah.
So what's funny is you got guys like I think it's Eric Holder who's out there telling Democrats, you got to go in and live vote. You have to physically go in. I know that we've been scaring you from the thing that 99.9% of you will survive, even if you get it. But now I need you to come out of your basement and, get over the fear that we've artificially injected into our society and come vote for us because we might be in trouble. We might be in a little bit of trouble. But here from a tactical, listen, I'm a tactical guy, okay? I love strategy games. I'm all about that life, okay? If I knew I was going to win something, I would take all my resources out of it. Okay, what's the game called? Risk. Okay, Risk, right?
Yeah.
You don't sit there and fortify your central location the whole time because eventually you're going to get wearing down. If you want to go win the game Risk, you got to start allocating troops to those outside places to go get the win.
Yep.
Because you win Risk not by maintaining one location. You win Risk by taking the whole freaking map, okay?
Yeah.
Trump's trying to take the whole map. Yeah. Do you like that Risk analogy? You like that?
Yeah, he's turning the whole country red.
He's going red. He's going to try to get the whole thing red. Because here's what's magical. Okay, think about this. From a strategic standpoint, they're going to try their hardest. Because I think Wisconsin just shot down the fact that if you get a vote the day after the election, it doesn't count. So like you either have to physically drop off your ballot or physically show up for it to count, okay? For voting. And a lot of these states are adopting this. Even if they try the fraud, which they're doing right now.
Sure.
Like if the state, like think about this, if the states are unanimously going red, there's no amount of fraud that can stop that. Does that make sense? Like
yeah, I mean there is an amount of fraud that can stop it, but it would be so painfully obvious.
Yes.
That it would, I don't know. It would be a massive mistake and a massive problem.
Yes. Agreed. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just going to take so much for that to happen. So if I'm looking at the map and I've taken my ads out of Florida, or not my ads are still running in Florida, but you take the money out of Florida. The spin on this has been hilarious. Democrats are like, oh, he's running out of money, nobody's supporting him, and so on and so forth. And I'm like, wait a minute. Did you see the breakdown of the support? I think he was in Omaha, Nebraska versus Biden's Georgia rally.
Mm-hmm.
There was 100 people at Joe Biden's Georgia rally. There was like 20,000 people in red Omaha, Nebraska for the Trumpster.
Yeah.
Like, think about that.
The fruited plains,
The fruited plain. No, listen. If we have listeners in Nebraska, I apologize. You have the most boring state I've ever driven through my entire life. It is.
Yeah. Well, it means something that they were able to drum up 20,000 people in Nebraska.
In a red state that's probably going to go Trump, you're getting people that excited that they want to come see you.
Yep.
In Omaha, Nebraska.
Well, just look at the stuff that was happening in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, dude.
Like the video from driving through the street, and you just see the crowds on the sidewalk with the flags and the. You don't see that in Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
Tree Climber is saying he doesn't think he's gonna get California.
Listen, that would be the first time I've been wrong on this show.
Mm-hmm. And it's a possibility.
It's definitely a possibility because I went on a limb. I mean, not even a limb. I was like, leap of faith, Indiana Jones before he throws the sand across to know that he's going to survive. I mean, which one was that? That's Temple of Doom. Which one was that?
That was the Last Crusade.
Last Crusade. Listen, my California prediction is on the par level of Indiana Jones and Last Crusade. Okay, the leap of faith. Okay, I'm just saying, it's crazy. But if I'm right, you will never hear the end of it. I will talk about it till episode 200 of Plausible Foolishness. Do you feel me?
Yeah, I feel.
I will never let it go.
Our next episode's going to be the day after the election.
The day after, I know, right?
The very next day.
You excited?
Yeah.
Should we do champagne for that? What do you think? Champagne?
I mean, it tastes terrible, but I guess.
Great good time. Come on. So we're either going to be celebrating or we're going to be in mourning.
Yeah.
What I will not do is what the crazy liberals did at the inauguration. Like, no!
Yeah, exactly.
I'll shed a little tear.
Mm-hmm.
Please, God, don't let him pack the courts. Please don't let socialism happen. But we're going to fight this tooth and nail. Thank God I still live in Florida. It's a red state. Thank you, God. That's what I'll do, man. And if it all goes bad, I'm just moving to Texas. It's really simple. It's a simple equation here, man.
Oh, yeah.
If it all goes bad, I'm just going to Texas. It'll be really simple.
So, some good news since last we met. Good old ACB got confirmed.
Wait a minute. But the left told me that it was wrong and immoral that a Supreme Court justice got put in power in an election year. That's evil.
That's unprecedented.
Unprecedented.
Except it turns out actually like a quarter of all the presidents we've ever had have installed Supreme Court justices in an election year.
Well, that's just unfair. I mean, there should be a
the American people should have a say.
They should. And in fact, you know what? I think that there should be a 2/3 majority in the Senate to put in a Supreme Court justice. I mean, it's unfair. It's unfair.
Yeah, no.
A simple majority can put a
Yep.
Supreme Court justice.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Didn't the Democrats blow that up?
Yeah, they actually, they're the ones who made it a simple majority, right?
Oh, it used to be 2/3, but then they made it a simple majority. And then, didn't Cocaine Mitch warn them and say, "You'll come to regret this
Oh yeah.
sooner than you think"?
Yep. Yup.
And since then,
And
Trump's
then in their arrogance, Ruth Bader Ginsburg didn't retire, so that a woman, the first female president, could put in yet another female Supreme Court justice. Wouldn't that just be the most amazing picture?
Is ACB a man or a woman?
ACB is a woman, but she's a conservative woman, nay, a Catholic Christian woman. You know,
I thought Trump was a misogynist.
That's neither here nor there. She's not the right type of woman.
Yeah, but I thought Trump was a misogynist. Misogynists
He
don't
is. He is. That's why he put in a woman who hates women.
That's strange. Trump's just doing a bunch of weird things right now. Did you see that? And this is the lowest incarceration for black men in American history in 31 years.
Well, there he goes, promoting white supremacy.
Wait, no. I don't think you heard that correctly. That's the lowest for black men.
White supremacy.
In 31 years.
Promoting it. White supremacist.
Oh, and Hispanic incarceration down 24%.
Yeah, gosh, it just gets worse and worse. When is he going to put on the KKK hood, you know? You know what I mean?
What's going to happen to the Democrats when black men just completely flip this and they're like, nah, we're good. We're good.
We're going to go back to our roots.
We're going to go back to the people that, did First Step Act, don't really want to incarcerate us all the time, and, whatever. We're going to do
We're going to go back to the party that, ended slavery.
Yeah. Crazy. Cray. History. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of funny things going on, bro. There's a lot of things going on. I mean, it's insane. So, Trump's winning early voting in Florida. That's crazy. The Rona is getting more and more exposed. And what's funny is they're sliding that in now before the election, just so that, like, when the election's over, they look justified when all the mask stuff disappears magically. Mm-hmm. They're like, well, it really wasn't that bad. Shucks.
Sorry, Michigan.
Sorry, Michigan. Sorry for the...
Sorry, California. Hope you enjoyed Thanksgiving.
Which is crazy because California numbers are, like, incredibly low. They're incredibly low.
Yeah. But Newsom doesn't care. He just likes the smell of his own, farts.
I'm so glad I got out of there. Listen, I loved being a part of UCLA, but California sucks. It is so bad. It's so bad, bro. California blows. I'm sorry.
Well, they've done it to themselves, They've done it to themselves.
Does California have the luster it used to? I mean, think about that. Remember how, like, California
dreaming.
Yeah. California love.
Wish they all could be California girls.
I'll give them props. 60s, 70s, 80s, California rocked, man. I mean, if you look from just looking back in history, I'm like, yeah, that would have been a really cool place to be.
Who was governor of California in the 70s?
Republicans. Reagan. Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, I think that's right. Huh.
It was Republican control. Everybody started moving there. That's so strange. Weird.
It's kind of like Texas.
Yeah, I think I think Texas is smarter than California, though, in that sense.
Well, but I'm saying people are moving to Texas.
True. They are.
Californians are moving to Texas. Now,
I know.
The Texans are smart enough to say, don't California my Texas.
Yes, 100%.
And so hopefully some of those Californians will hear that and go, what are you talking about? And then look back and go, I did just leave that state.
No.
Maybe they have a point. But that would require some introspection.
Listen, here's the thing.
I don't think people on the hard left are prone to introspection.
They're not. They're not. Well,
Else they wouldn't do things like the tweets that we're going to talk about a little bit later.
You transitioned that way better than I was. You got on it. I liked it.
Well, do you want me to just go right into it?
No, you got to go right into this.
All right, then.
Do it.
Okay, so the last debate. The last debate happened since we last met. So much has happened.
You know what's funny is, what is it? 80% of black voters said that Trump won that. By the way, did you see that? Just
Wow.
throw that tidbit out there.
So before I jump into this, I want to acknowledge Deep State. He said the top streams on Twitch Politics right now are Discussing Anarchism, Anarchist Leftist Stream, and Capitalism Gotta Go. I could not be more proud, he says. So that's good. We need to get them in the. They need to get on this Plausible Foolishness jam. They need to be schooled. They need to be schooled.
Need to put that in our hashtag on Twitch just to get those psychopaths over here.
Whoa.
Just to see their viewership.
Well, the tags are so limited. Twitch limits their tags. You can't just make up a tag, which sucks. But anyway, so the debates happen.
It's great.
What's that?
It was great for one side. That debate was really good for one side.
Yeah. And
what was your favorite? Oh, go ahead.
In it, Trump made this statement about children being brought over the border by coyotes.
What? What did Trump say? That's
coyotes.
What? Wile E. Coyote took some kids across the border.
Well, you joke, but this is the result of a lack of introspection.
What are you talking about?
Well, if you look on the stream, you got people like Alexa Doeg. You might remember her as the ship's computer from the Kevin Sorbo classic Andromeda.
Whoa.
And she says, "Please explain children are brought here by coyotes to me. I'm certain that's not literal." Now, to give her credit, she is the most introspective, because she says, like, something's got to be up with that, at least. But the rest of them are just like Perry Gilbin. She was Roz on Frasier. The children are brought here by coyotes? What does children are brought here by coyotes mean? Did Trump just say children were brought to the border by coyotes? Oh my word, what children are being brought here by coyotes, you loon. That's the first one. We got, okay, so here's a good one. Darshun Kendrick.
Wait. Darshun Kendrick?
Yeah.
The state representative from Georgia?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
Official.
This is a state representative out of Georgia. Did that real Donald Trump just say 545 kids they can't find their parents for came over through cartels and coyotes? How the hell does a coyote bring a whole human across the border? Lord, stop talking. Yeah, you should stop talking, because you don't know what you're talking about. Kyla Pratt, he said coyotes. I'm still stuck on this coyote comment, y'all. To my Hispanic people, by a raise of hands, how many were carried over here by a coyote or drug lord? Effing racist idiot, what in the hell? Yep, you got us. Here's another one. Is this the one? This is just more people. Oh, okay, here. Senthil Ramamurthy. Do you know who he is?
Nope.
There was a show called Heroes. And he was the doctor.
Oh, he was...
who was investigating, all the stuff.
Yep.
And here he comes.
Hinder.
Hot damn. Coyotes are so much smarter and more capable than I ever gave them credit for. And I added more in there. He just said smarter and capable than I ever gave them credit for. I apologize for underestimating you. Kim Cattrall from Sex and the City. People are brought here by coyotes. What? She puts the drunk face. Yeah.
Sorry. You know what I kept thinking about when you're reading this? First of all, these are all blue checkmark people.
Yep.
These are verified accounts. These are the elite people, the voices of Twitter.
Yep. Here's one. Marissa J. Winokur. I don't know who that is, but she's got a blue check mark.
Blue check mark.
Holy crap. Coyotes are bringing children to America? He has said some crazy crap. This is beyond insane. The night is still young.
You know that meme where it's like the two things, like when you're reading this, a couple things come to my mind. You remember the South Park when they like roasted the Mormons?
Yes.
Dum 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 dum, like that literally that we should have played that song while you're reading
Yeah,
this.
true.
Secondly, have you seen the meme where it's Zach Galifianakis from I think it's like the Schmuck movie, and he's like, and he's just like, it's like it's a subtle, like, you're such an idiot laugh. These guys are blue check marks.
Yeah, they are.
These are the influencers of Twitter. These are the intellectual, quote unquote, superiors to us little people. And they don't know what a coyote is.
Never heard the term. And here they are smugly. So smugly. Like, look at this idiot saying the animal coyotes are taking kids across the border. This guy is so crazy. How are people voting for him? Because you're so arrogant that you have no idea that might be a term that you hadn't heard before. And and because we all out here realize that you are so ensconced, so entrenched in your bubble that you've never even heard the term.
Never. That's what's amazing. Like, the absolute lack of just, to your point, they're so wrapped up in a bubble. They have no concept of human sex trafficking. They have no concept of trafficking. Like, this is a term used by men, or, could be possibly women, that literally take children across the border into the United States of America.
For ridiculous fees, and it's a very dangerous trip because you don't know whether these people can be trusted. So many people get raped and trafficked and killed,
but
just trying to get across the border. But
you would know that if you were informed on the border situation, because the liberal talking point is Trump throws kids in cages.
Yep, exactly.
And that just stops there. Never
Meanwhile,
do we investigate. One of the best lines of that debate was, "Hey Joe, who built the cages? Hey Joe, who built the cages?" So when people use the cheering at the border to bludgeon Donald Trump, they have no concept that the detention centers that were built by Obama, let me repeat that slowly, that were built by Obama,
say it,
are the things that they're pissed off about. Then, because they're willfully or woefully or just complete mental midgets, have never heard of the concept of kids being smuggled across the border by smugglers, aka, just helping you out, kiddos, they're known as coyotes. And we have been talking about this for a long time in the conservative bubble, or just the halfway intelligent think tank here that is humanity. Because, God forbid we want security at our border, not just for ourselves, but for the people on the other side, so that things like this don't happen. Crazy thought. But it's amazing the level of arrogance. Like, I saw a meme, and we talked about it in the Council of Kings, but it was Miss Darshan, the great representative from the state of Georgia, an elected official, someone elected her into her position. Think about that.
Yeah.
Imagine casting that vote for this woman and then seeing that tweet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I digress. Imagine her doing this and then saying, "I can't believe that Trump said that SEALs went in and killed Osama bin Laden." Like, think about that. That's the equivalent of saying that.
Yeah.
You and I all know what a SEAL is.
In that context.
In context, it's not. In context, it is the best badasses on the planet.
Yeah.
That go in and kick some serious, pardon my French, ass. Okay? I can say it. They said it at the Trump rally we were at, okay? I'm just saying it. I heard Ron DeSantis say it, okay? It's in the Bible, okay? Balaam's A. But anyways. But think about this. We know this. We understand what this is. If I said that young man's on a cougar hunt, you probably know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
In the 80s, they called it a barracuda. He's not actually hunting down a cougar, okay? Yeah. This is not the scene from Talladega Nights. There's a cougar in the car. It's not the same thing, okay?
Mm-mm.
He's looking for old single women, okay? We understand this concept. I'm hanging out with my dogs tonight. Nobody thinks you're actually hanging out with Bow Wow, okay?
Mm-hmm. But these people are so arrogant. They think so little of him. They think so little of him that not knowing the term, they immediately take him literally.
Oh, dude. Insane.
Or they tie it to this is just a racist term.
Yes. Yeah, that's what's amazing too. So think about this. But these are the low information people that will vote for Biden. So when Biden goes up on there in that exchange and say that there's 500 kids that have been separated from their parents because of you, Donald Trump, no one will investigate and see that 997 of those children, their parents have been contacted in their countries of origin.
Hmm.
Do you know what those parents wanted to do?
What's that?
Nothing.
That sucks.
So let's go through that scenario. Your family has sent you across the border with Herman, or whatever this guy's name is, who is a coyote, a smuggler of people. Whoa, yowie wowie.
Yowie wowie. Thank you, JBN, for the gifted sub. We appreciate you, bro. You're a real American.
He gets the guns for that. He gets the gun show. Real American. Yowie wowie. You got guns, man. No. Don't you hang your head in shame. Don't you hang your head in shame. But
it's a long gun.
Family has paid this man money to smuggle your child across the border in America. And really, you think about it, they don't care if you even made it, or if you did, they just assume America's going to take care of you. Is that Donald Trump's fault? Is that America's fault? Are we bad people?
If America weren't so great, then we wouldn't be having this problem.
Exactly. But America's a horrible, terrible place. But here's the problem, right? Liberal logic. Here's the problem. Why at no point of the discussion, especially these low information people that do not understand what a coyote is, has it ever entered in the conversation that the bad guy isn't America, the bad guy isn't the border, the bad guy isn't Trump, the bad guy are the freaking a-hole parents that send their kids with men that could potentially sexually abuse them, hurt them, kill them in lieu to get to America. Why aren't the parents
and the coyotes that exploit these people? So some of them,
Listen, if you in America sold your kid into sex slavery, which is disgusting because some parents do you blame Donald Trump for that too?
You shouldn't.
Think about that.
Yeah.
But that's liberal logic. Like this is how they think. If you sold your kid to go across the border, it's Trump's fault? And I will defend Barack Obama, okay? This hell is freezing over, okay? Hell's freezing over right now. Everybody's breaking loose, okay? It's crazy. But is that Obama's fault? Where were you when Obama created cages? Not because they're trying to punish the kids, but what do you do with that situation? These kids have been smuggled over, and their parents don't even want to come get them. What do you do?
Yeah.
Just let them into the... No, that's not how this works. Because if you keep letting people in, guess what they're going to do?
Keep coming.
It's just like in Philadelphia, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, with William Wallace, or whatever the kid's name is.
Walter Wallace.
Walter Wallace. It's weird. All of these riots keep happening in Democratic cities. Because Democrats...
It's almost like there's a pattern.
They're not tough on rioting. They're not tough on looting. They're not tough on crime. So when you allow a behavior to happen, people will exploit that behavior every time. Because evil only responds to strength. Sorry. So it's a vicious cycle. If you keep letting people break into the country and there's no ramifications, people will continue to do it. Crazy.
Now, here's the interesting thing about the Coyote thing as well, is that a lot of these people are actors in Hollywood, you know? They make the shows about drug cartels.
Yep.
And, you know, and like, probably none of these people, I mean, like, but they haven't seen a show and they've never heard, how have you never... You're in the industry that makes shows about these things.
Well,
and uses these terms. How have you never heard the term? How?
Because movies that were made about this specific thing, like Rambo Last Blood, did you see that one?
No, I haven't, but I want
Which
to.
literally talked about this situation, used the term coyote, was vilified by Hollywood because it hit a little too close to home. Because it's actually happening. That's why. Because truth is always hated. Think about this.
Yeah.
We're okay with lies. Listen, I'm okay with Harry Potter. I'm okay with Hufflepuff and Gryffindor and all these mystical, magical things because guess what? They're not true. But I hate that I don't, but the world hates the Bible.
Yeah.
Why? Because it's true. They hate truth. They suppress the truth of the knowledge because they love their evil more than they love God. What is that, Romans 1? The very first freaking chapter of Romans?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. You hate the truth. You hate the truth that, guess what? This isn't Trump's problem. It's not even America's problem. This is wicked, sinful people that would let their children be sold to some rando coyote, if the liberals haven't caught this one yet, okay? To get them into a country and just hope magically things go well. Can you imagine that? Listen, I am a helicopter parent in the sense that I am terrified to just let my kids roam outside. Now, part of that is because I got a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old at my home, okay?
Sure.
They ain't ready for that yet, okay? So, sorry to my old school parents that probably let that stuff go down, okay? Back in the day. We live in a different world now, okay? All right?
What's interesting, is that supposedly back in the day, it was worse. We just didn't have the 24-hour news cycle to make us afraid.
Listen, Ted Bundy, or not Ted, was it Ted Bundy? But like all of those crazy stories, like if you watch any of or listen to any of those true mystery
true crime stuff,
true crime podcasts are always set in the 70s and 80s, but nobody talked about it because it didn't spread nationally. Okay, that's why the one guy, I think it was Ted Bundy, that got away with it for so long because police departments didn't communicate with each other because news cycles didn't communicate with each other like that, right? Mm-hmm. All these people on the West Coast, they finally caught him in Florida. Shocker. Florida's going to bring the law to you, baby. we're going to bring the noise. We're going to catch you. All right. So remember that when you come to Florida, we will catch you. But that's the reality situation because they didn't connect things back then. And back then, you didn't hear about all these horror stories. We know these horror stories. It's just as bad as it was back then. But I'm never going to let my 5-year-old or 2-year-old, I would never trust someone. I barely trust people I know with my children. Does that make sense? Like, I'm to the point, like, and this is probably going to sound crazy and like antithetical to the world. This is probably going to be the foolishness of the world here. I don't even want my kids doing sleepovers, okay? I don't even want that to happen because of all the horror stories that I've heard about things that happen to kids over at sleepovers. I'm not judging you if your kids do that, okay? I'm not doing that. But as for me and my house, we're probably not going to do sleepovers because that's where all the bad stuff starts happening. I can control this environment here. I know that my girls are not going to be assaulted in my home. You know what I mean? So for me to put myself in the mindset of a parent, I understand that your situation may be bad in whatever country, but you're really going to trust a coyote with my child to enter into the country without anybody that I know on the other side. I mean, think about that, man.
Well, I think that they probably have family that is already here, most likely illegally, and so they're probably sending them to them. But even then, it's still
insane. Could you imagine sending your kids that way?
No, I can't. Now, some might say that that's just shows how desperate they are. I still can't imagine. Like it would if I was that desperate, then I would have to. Then it would be me taking.
Yes, if the situation is that dire, my whole family's going.
Yeah.
Not just me, or not just them. I'm going with them to make sure that we're good. And I'm also going to go through a port of entry and claim asylum like you're legally supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because then you got a chance of actually legally migrating into this country. You know what I mean? Which is crazy because here's the other part of the discussion that nobody ever talks about. Have you talked to anybody, and I challenge my liberals, my blue checkmark Twitter influencers that don't even know what a coyote is? How many people do you know that have legally immigrated here and then hear about illegal immigration? How many legal immigrants are like, you know what, it's pretty cool that you bucked the system and now you're living here illegally?
Yeah.
Said by no legal immigrant. And we live in Orlando. This is an international town. I can list my Albanian friends, my buddy who just migrated 23 years ago from England. Is the first election that he got to vote in.
Nice.
Big shout out to my man Robbie. Okay, Big Robbie. I'm gonna put you on blast on my show because I'm so proud of you. And guess who he voted for? Just kidding. No, he voted for Donald Trump. Okay, proud of my man. Legally is a legal citizen of the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people that do that, guess what? Voting for Trump. Shocker. So weird. But we don't talk about that either. But I digress, man. It's crazy. But imagine a world. Just imagine a world where, we knew a little bit more. We were a little bit more educated,
Yeah.
And believe silly things like, Trump's killing kids at the border or throwing them in detention centers just because. We would look into the fact that these parents are not looking for their kids. We would look into the statistics and then realize, hey, probably a good thing on both sides that we have a border. Probably smart for us to not assume that every time a black man is shot in America, that it's the evil racist cops coming after them, and then riot for 3 days, even though there's a video clearly of the guy holding a knife, threatening and running after cops. Like our friend, what is his name? William Wallace? What's his name?
Walter Wallace.
Walter Wallace. So sorry. I don't want to interact those two completely diametrically opposed people. Both bloodthirsty, one justified, one is not. So, I mean, well, technically, it depends on what side you are with William Wallace. But
True.
So Philadelphia is burning, and there's looting and rioting. And I don't know if you saw the video of people stealing washer machines.
Wow.
Because nothing says screw the police and we need reform like stealing a washer and dryer set on live TV
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. This one's not getting as much press coverage, shockingly. It's so weird, right? It's
Huh.
like 1 week before the election. This one's not getting as much press conference. It's so much press coverage, let's just say. Okay.
Oh yeah, it looks like they listened to Don Lemon.
Yeah, Don Lemon. Yeah, it's like stop showing Black Lives Matter and stupid liberal Antifa people,
Yep.
destroying streets. But anyways, Walter Wallace. What's his name again? Sorry, I can't even
Yeah, that's
justify
right.
this guy's
That's
name.
right. You
What's his
said it.
name? Walter Wallace.
Yeah.
Slap D of the year, who had a criminal record, had threatened to kill his mother before. By the way, that's another fun fact.
That's not a
Pulls
good
out a
look.
knife. Yeah, pulls out a knife like our buddy. Who's our other buddy that pulled this one off? Who was the guy that the NBA?
It
Didn't
was
the
like
NBA shut down?
something Blake or something like that.
Jacob Blake? Was it Jacob Blake? The guy that LeBron James shut down the NBA for
I think
2 days. Because he had a criminal record and was at a place he wasn't supposed to. A black woman called this one in, and the guy resisted arrest and then went for grabbed a knife, took it out to cops, similar to our buddy like Walter Wallace here. Had a criminal record and took a knife out and started going after cops. And the cops did the reasonable thing. They tried to talk him down, right? Huh?
It wasn't Blake. It was something Isaacs or something like that.
I thought it was Jacob Blake.
Jacob Blake's the guy who went into his car. I think he was grabbing a knife, but he wasn't the one who ran at them with knife.
After he had resisted arrest. I got you.
Yeah.
After gotcha. So long story short, the other one was crazy too. The guy who came storming out of the that was I forget what that was. It was Lansing.
Mm.
The guy came out with a knife, trying to on video cam see the cop whatever. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, our boy Walter Wallace has a knife in hand in the video. Mom's trying to hold him back, trying to keep it, trying to tell the son, comply. Tried to talk this guy down, but then he went after cops, and 2 cops shot him. Completely justified. Just is what it is.
But it was a knife. But it was a knife.
Wait a minute. Are knives not lethal anymore? Is that... They're not lethal, right?
Well, the mayor of London would say otherwise.
Oh, yeah. It's the stabbing capital of the world. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, they're non-lethal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it only takes one strike to a vital area, and you can kill somebody.
Yes. But they should have used tasers.
They should use tasers. Or don't they know martial arts? Don't they know how to take down somebody and defend themselves without a gun?
Especially after the guy in Atlanta who got tased and it did nothing to him.
What they're oh yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely a good point.
After you see tased,
he freaking he's not stopping and he's ripping it out of his body and just keeps coming.
The people that make this, I clearly have never lived in the real world or have no concept of this. Because, let's say I was high on cocaine. Do you really think a taser is going to stop me? I mean, let's get real. Think that one through.
Yeah.
If I'm in a drug-induced stupor, or I'm just raging, and I'm berserker mode, a taser's not stopping me. And as much kung fu as you know, guess what? You're not going to stop somebody.
And somebody like you don't even have to be hopped up. You're a freaking beast.
I can hold SUVs, okay, bro?
Yeah,
I can
that's
hold
what I'm
SUVs
saying.
in my hand.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank God Jesus is in my heart, okay?
Yep, amen.
Think about that, man. But this is the insanity. Oh, they should have tased him. The guy should have never pulled a knife on a cop.
True. Well, and in the martial arts,
never sent the kids to the border. Are we that stupid in America?
We are.
Do we not attribute?
They've made it. They created an environment where the criminal is never wrong. The criminal has a background. They have a story, and it's and that's true. There's truth in that. They have a story that led them to where they are now, but at the same time, it's also true that they committed a crime and there are consequences for their actions.
Hey, listen, Hunter Biden had a rough upbringing. He didn't live up to the standards of his parents, and he had drug problems, and he married his dead brother's wife. So that's why he got a foot job from a 14-year-old girl that was his relative. I mean, that's the story. That justifies it, right?
No, that's the
Things are
problem.
so desperate.
We think that their stories justify.
But
We,
listen. You got to understand. Our situation's so bad in our country that I didn't even take my whole family. I just sent my kid randomly with some rando across the border to a country I've never been to. I mean, don't you understand my story? I mean, listen, I've been in part of the prison system forever. I have been arrested 7 times because the white man forced me to break the law. I mean, come on. So I had to take a knife out and I had to charge cops for it. Had to do it, man.
Yeah, you're right. It's we want to justify criminal behavior, and why do we do that? I think it comes from it's a top down thing, and these people want to. I think it gives them a reason, a way, to stay entrenched in power. You know.
1,000%. But they've duped.
You need us. You're not wrong.
But here's what's
vote
amazing.
Vote for me, and I'll prove that to the world.
Yeah, right.
You know.
But here's the thing about this: the blue check marks that say this stupidity, like they don't understand what a coyote is. Okay. Mm-hmm. If someone broke into your home, threw a kid in there, it expected you to take care of it. Do you think they're just going to be like, you know what, that's okay? I'm just going to take care of this random kid, because somebody broke into my home. I don't know who they were, but they just threw a kid in here. No big deal. Not a big deal, right?
Yeah, not a big deal.
Right? Listen. My relative, decided to, take my 14-year-old daughter and get a foot job. Not a big deal. No big deal at all. Right? Like, listen. This guy came at me with a knife. Mm-hmm. I had it coming, I had it coming. None of these people in these situations would do the things they're saying that they would online. Let's get real with ourselves. Not one.
No.
Not one. And it's proven over and over and over again. Seattle, they let CHOP happen for how long? Until they started coming for the mayor's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Magic. Portland was okay.
100%.
Until it got really ugly, right?
Yeah, until it became a problem for the people in charge.
But think about that, man. Like, all of these people, those are the same people that tell you that you can't have a gun, but have an armed detail on them all the time. Think about that. These are the same people that are telling you that Obamacare is amazing, but magically voted down the fact that the Senate had to get Obamacare. Think about that. Rules for thee and not for me.
Yeah.
Right?
And then the people who follow them in their idiocy, don't arm themselves and are prey and don't have the protection detail, and then fall prey to these evils when they show up on their door. And then they want to hear their story. Listen, friend, let's hear your story. No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, dude. Like, these idiots keep voting blue no matter who. And all of these riots keep happening and shocking. Because Philadelphia is a Republican city, right?
Oh, totally.
Portland is totally red.
Oh, yeah. Chicago.
Seattle's totally red.
Mayor Lightfoot is like Republican as it comes.
Yeah, Chicago is so red. Yep. Texas is, or California is so red. Like, stop. Just stop. Like, this is the whole point. Like, I understand your fate, your really failed attempt at nobility. But there's a real world. There's a real world out there. And evil exists in this world. I'm sorry. There's evil out there, and people will exploit it. And people will continue to exploit it until you put your foot down. Because evil only respects strength. That is the only thing. Evil only respects strength. Period. End of discussion. Guess what? If you have a strong border, people are not going to they're not going to test that border. Okay? If they know, if criminals know that if they go to a target and try to loot and riot, and the police are going to come down and take you down, they aren't going to do it. Hey, how many
Well, it's
riots have
why.
we had
It's
in
why.
Florida, by the way?
What's that?
How many riots have we had in Florida?
None.
Looting, rioting.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the
Black
same.
lives bring it down?
It's the same. Your point to that end is equivalent to the school shootings.
Yeah.
The reason it's always in schools is because schools are no gun zones.
Yep,
Or
easy
gun-free
target.
zones. It's a soft target, and it turns out Democrat cities are soft targets for rioting and looting.
And have you always noticed the church shootings always get taken down really fast? Because they assume, because people go to church and assume people are not packing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what it was the guy in Texas, they like literally, he got one dude and there was like 5 guns getting pulled up to take this dude out.
Well, what's interesting is I believe in Texas, up until recently, it had been illegal to bring your guns into church, and then the current governor made sure that was overturned.
Yeah.
Governor Abbott, and
it's
so like just in time.
Yep. But
and now those two guys are doing NRA ads. Have you seen that?
Yes, I like that.
It's awesome.
Thank God. But you think about it this way, like this is like there's such a disconnect between DC, LA, New York, San Francisco, all these liberal strongholds in reality. They don't want borders, but they all live in gated communities. Mm-hmm. They don't want protection, but they've always got it. It is literally Coyote ugly. That's what's hilarious to me. And these sycophant psychopaths that want to kiss up to these elite people, the Darshans, whatever of the world, the Mohender from Heroes guy with the blue mark check mark or whatever, mm-hmm. are going to try to convince you that their cause is noble, even though they don't believe a word that they're actually saying. If someone broke into Mohender's freaking house and dropped a kid off, he'd be pissed. Period. I mean, he'd probably try to abort it because he's a liberal. So it is what it is. I that's conjecture. That's probably what they would do because they're lefties. Okay? Let's get real. If someone came after Darshan, whatever her name is, the elected official in Georgia, with a knife, do you think that she's going to try to tase the guy? Or is she going to have the security there pop a cap in his ass? Like, let's get real. Would she be then a racist? Burn down Atlanta over that? Oh, wait, they already did that for the guy who was reasonably talked to for 20 minutes, tried to be arrested, and then he turned around and tried to point a taser at a cop. Like, are you kidding me? Come on, man. I hate to Joe Biden that, but come on, man.
Come on.
Who built the cages, Joe? Who built the cages? But this is the world we live in, man. But the good news is this, man. I'm gonna say this in summary, okay? Let's talk about some positive things that are happening here at Plausible Foolishness. Let's get real.
All right.
We've already debunked the liberal logic.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But how good do you feel we're 6 days away from this election? 6 days. Positive thing right here. No matter what happens, all of those horrible campaign ads are going to help.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, Gretchen Whitmer literally said, I don't know if you saw this online or not, but Gretchen Whitmer admitted to the entire state of Michigan, if you want all these lockdowns to go away, if you want to go back to church, just vote for Joe Biden.
Seriously?
Dead serious.
Are you serious?
I'm not even kidding you.
And they're of course gonna hide behind that. You'll know she means because he'll get coronavirus taken care of.
Yeah, that's what happened. But anyways, either way.
See, like, what do you do with these people, man? They have no scruples whatsoever. None.
It's all about power.
None.
But either way, let's say that the plausible foolishness, the two kings are magically wrong about the inevitable Trump victory.
Mm-hmm.
And Biden wins. All the Rona stuff goes away. Magically. Now, they'll keep trying to do the mask thing, which is disgusting. But Rona will magically fade away. Okay? Until they find something else to, put their claws into, whatever, try to control power, whatever. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Magically is going to go away. Trump gets elected, guess what? Rona's going to start going away. I was at the strongman event. There was over 500 people there. Guess what the mask policy was, Mr. Matt?
Optional.
There was none. Not at all.
They didn't even say anything about it.
Wear it. If you literally, the guy's like, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. None of you in here are going to be forced to wear a mask because one, this is a show, and two, you can do whatever you want to. If you're that afraid of this thing, put a mask on. If you got a problem with it, come talk to me. And if you got a problem with it, leave. No big deal. Magically, 500 people in one venue. Crazy. Super spreader event too.
Mm-hmm.
51,000 to another 500 people in a warehouse. Still haven't gotten Rona. Crazy. Strange. But anyways, positive on this. All of this,
and they're still left and right trying to say that that we're, that it's still, we're getting humongous spikes but still nobody says anything about the fact that all that's being talked about is an increase in cases.
Yep.
And nothing is being said about deaths anymore.
Yeah, that's because you start matching the deaths with the quote unquote infections, and it's less than the flu. Oops. You start talking about hospitalizations, and they keep saying, "Oh, hospitals are overrun." No, they're not. Not at all.
Nobody
is. We're completely. And here's the thing: this hysteria has been going on since March, or February, March, right?
Yep.
You think that we've been prepared for this by now? The mortality rate due to this thing is dropping dramatically. They have to label heart attacks as COVID-19. They have to label flu deaths and pneumonia deaths, which I've documented many times on the show, makes up about 96,000 deaths a year. They've had to repackage them as COVID-19. But ignore the fact that flu just disappeared magically. Like think about this.
Yeah, it's all just ludicrous. It's all ludicrous.
Here's the other one. They keep saying, well, the excess death is out of control. Well, you know why the excess death is higher? Suicide's up. No one's talking about that. Opioid addiction, that hasn't gone away. You think it's gone up or down in a lockdown? Think about that.
Yeah.
Well, we're locked down. Can't get my opioids.
Okay. Okay.
Right? They should have tased him. Trump's locking up kids in cages. Like, this is this stupidity, right?
I want to say something about they should have tased him, too.
Go ahead.
Because I mentioned martial arts and stuff.
Yeah.
They've been watching kung fu movies where the knife comes down and the arm goes up and it blocks it, and then the hand just stays there. The hand just stays there.
Yeah.
This is what it's really like when somebody with a knife comes at you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Stop that. Stop that with your martial arts.
Well, they should get better training. I mean, more training. I mean, defund the police, but they've got to get more training. Okay? You got to defund them and then get them better training, right?
Yeah. Defund them. Then we build a community, I don't know.
Yeah.
Police organization. And
but the good news is this, man. Magically these riots are going to just disappear. Think about this.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm worried that coronavirus they'll keep trying to make it into something, you know.
They will if Biden wins 100%. But
that's true.
But let's get real. They're killing. Hollywood's killing themselves slowly by putting this fear out there.
Yeah.
Magically, Hollywood's going to be like, hey, let's damp down this Corona stuff so people start going back to movie theaters. Like, let's get real. Because
well, I mean, Regal. What is it? Was it Regal that shut down?
Yeah, Regal went out of business. Bye.
It's crazy.
But you got to think about this. These lefties in Silicon Valley, they're gonna push like, hey, we gotta get our money. So hey, let's stop freaking people out about the thing that 99% of them will survive. But that's gonna magically go away. You're gonna have a lot of things go away. Writing's gonna magically go away. Now, the Orange Man bad stuff will continue on CNN and MSNBC,
Of course.
but it won't be forefront of our minds. We won't care anymore. We'll go back to sleep. And people, like the blue check marks, will completely not know what a coyote is again. Okay? They won't know. And that's fine. Okay? So we're going to have a respite. That's my prediction. We will have a respite from the madness. And magically, we'll say, oh, my goodness, that 2020 was the worst year ever. And it wasn't because of the outside forces, kids. It was because of our own dumb decisions. It was our own dumb decisions to put Democrats in power. It was our own dumb decisions to perpetrate this lie that cops are out there killing black men. It was our dumb decision to give any breath to a Marxist organization. It was our own.
We went to sleep. We went to sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Listen, it was our own stupidity to forget basic science and actually believe that this thing was going to be a category 7 killer, world-killing disease, which it was not. Like, literally, there's going to be worse diseases in the next 3 years, but they can't monetize it or use it in a way to attack Donald Trump, so it'll get ignored too. Like, all this stuff magically goes away with this election.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I'm saying this now 6 days before, because next week we're going to have a celebration party. We'll be right back here Wednesday night, right after the election. They're going to do the same thing they did in Florida. They'll try to contest it. They'll try.
Right. Don't look for news out of Broward County.
Yeah, exactly. We can't tell you what Florida is because Broward County magically doesn't have their crap together again. But it won't matter because the rest of the states are going to.
Because a Republican might win.
Yeah, because a Republican might win magically. Things just
not just any Republican, an orange Republican.
You know what's funny is Broward County worked fine for Obama. How funny is that?
Yeah.
Think about that.
So weird.
The Obama years, Broward County just magically worked. But during the Orange Man era, strange. But hey, long story short is this. All this stuff goes away. We're going to have a nice celebration next week. Either way, because this stuff will go away. But you know what the beautiful thing is? We'll still be here. The Rube Nation will be here. Your two kings will be here. Because liberal madness never ends. Neither do we. The average podcast... Listen, average podcast lasts 4 episodes. We're on 135, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
And we're just getting better. Just getting stronger. Dude, we're just getting there.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? And we have no excuses now. All the excuses I had for missing episodes. Think about it. We haven't missed an episode. How long, bro? How long has it been?
It's been, quite some time.
The blessing of Rona is it's forced me to set up an office. I have no excuse not to see you anymore.
Yeah.
Even if I can't get there, bro, I'm there.
And then we got the right hand.
Dude,
we're on a rocket ship to the top.
We got Dusty. We're a freight train from heck. We're going up the bums of the competition. You feel me? Sorry, I'm quoting what was that movie? Blades of Glory. Will Ferrell line. A lot of Will Ferrell. There's a cougar in the car, okay? Literally, we're coming after you. But the only way that we grow is you got to help us out, man. You got to share this knowledge, man. If you like what you hear, if you're listening to us on Spotify right now, because I know you're listening to us on Spotify, you got to tell people about us, man. I was recommending podcasts, other podcasts to my friends the other day, including mine. I'm like, listen to my podcast. There's so many good podcasts out there, okay?
It's true.
Check it out.
And we got the right hand is going to be, the right hand of the Kings is going to be clipping up our show.
Ooh, yeah.
Making the on the YouTube channel, making it easier for you to share. Like, here's this little clip. Here's this little clip you might enjoy. It's only 10 minutes instead of an hour and a half. So
little news nugget.
Yep.
You feel me? But listen, share us everywhere. And if you really like us, do what JBO did today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because that definitely helps us out here on Twitch. Make sure you give us a follow everywhere. Strong One on TikTok is officially at 47,000 followers right now. We are growing exponentially, bro. Like each month, we're going to do 1,000 followers. We appreciate you for hanging out with us on TikTok everywhere. We appreciate you for hanging out on Parler. If Parler even lasts that much longer, I'm on Clapper. We got to get on Clapper eventually. That's the Americanized TikTok, which is going to be a lot of fun. We're about to have the Dusty Joe clips on YouTube. You can obviously catch us, the aftermath. We always put it on YouTube. If you want to get the Council of Kings, which is the insiders, the minutia, it's us making the sausage. It's beautiful. It's a sexy time. You want to come hang out with us? It's $5 a month. It goes directly to us. It helps us grow this bad boy. Because eventually, bro, eventually we got to pay Dusty down the road. So
Yeah.
eventually we gotta take care of some
Well,
things.
eventually we want this to go full time, right?
I'd love to do this full time. That'd be
Oh
fun.
yeah, every
I'd
day,
enjoy it.
Monday through Friday.
Listen,
Do you guys want that?
listen, if you
Let's
want
ask the
that,
chat. Do you want us to put on a show Monday through Friday?
every night, every night. And if we're getting monetized and getting paid for it, I can justify to my wife, like, yo, we making money, baby. We can do that every single night, bro. How crazy would that be?
JBN says Saturday and Sunday too. That sounds like a ringing endorsement. And you're frozen. That's unfortunate. But in the most flattering of pictures too. But yeah, so basically the quickest way to making that happen is to share. Sharing is the single best thing you can do. Put it on your socials. Tell your friends and family. Make them watch. Because, you know, that's how you get addicted. But, let's see. I'm going to have to say that this is the end of the show because I don't think he's unfreezing. So, to all my peeps out there, all the Rube Empire, thank you for watching The Two Kings. Thank you for watching Plausible Foolishness. We appreciate you, and have a good night. Peace.